How we doing then, people? Right, so today we're going to be doing another Powkiddy V90 video. We're going to be looking at the Master System. Now, as I've said in all these other videos, we're doing this with the pre-existing ROMs and software that's on the device straight out the box. And one thing I'm going to say before we get to it, I never had a Master System growing up. The first Sega device I had was a Mega Drive. So I apologise if my gameplay sucks because I'll be honest, I've never played the versions of these games. There's some games in here I have played, but on different devices, and they're totally different versions, as you'll see when we get to the gameplay. Yeah, so apologies if it sucks, but yeah, some of these games are a little bit different on this device, and some of them I've never played at all. So yeah, anyway, we'll get to it. Right, so next bit you're going to see will be some gameplay. Here we go, a bit of Sonic the Hedgehog. And one of the things I'd say about this version of Sonic the Hedgehog is, although it's very different to the Mega Drive, it's still good in its own right. Just a quick adjustment there to the tripod. Sounds very good on this. No slowdown. No glitching. Although I have noticed on the left hand side of the screen there is a blue bar going down the side for some reason. Now on this I do a bit of a speed run, so I don't really play the game as you're meant to play it, if you like. I just pretty much whiz through the level just to see how well it worked when it was in high speed. And as you can see, it worked perfectly fine. But that blue bar down the side does annoy me a bit. I don't know if that's a feature in the original. Alright, move on to Wonder Boy. Very good game. Very challenging game on the Master System. And a very good port of this game, actually. I remember back in the day playing this on the arcade. And, you know, although it is a Master System, it's still a very good game. And very challenging. There's no graphical glitches. Sound, as you can hear, is perfect. The only issue I did find with this was, I did find a few times I was having trouble jumping. When I was pushing the button, it wasn't always activating his jump at the time. Although I might be able to attribute that to the way I was having to hold the device, because obviously I've got the phone and the tripod recording. So I was kind of holding it a bit awkwardly, so it could have been the way I was pushing the button. Oh, down I go. Good example there of the jump feature not working very well. I do like the Wonder Boy games. Slight graphical glitch there, which is funny because I didn't actually notice that at the time. Oh, dead. Right, on to the next one. Batman Returns. Now I thought I'd have a go at this on the Master System because I've got the Mega Drive version of this, and it's a miserable experience when you play it. So I thought, well, let's have a look and see what the Master System's like, because a lot of people rave that the Master System version is better. As you can see, there's no issues with this at all, seems to be running. If I'm honest, I don't really expect any issues. Sega are normally pretty good when it comes to these devices. It's only really after the Mega Drive that you start having problems when it comes to emulation. Oh, dead. Yeah, I was not having a good time with this game. Very different to the Mega Drive version. So it took a little bit of getting used to. But as you can see, you can get the hang of it quite quickly. Now I should point out while I'm playing these, some of these games it's the first time I've played them because I never had a Master System growing up. My first Sega was a Mega Drive. So some of these games you're seeing me play, I'm actually playing for the first time on this device. So I can now appreciate why people enjoy the Master System as much as they did. Sega, or Darius 2, I believe, as it's also known. Now one thing I have noticed with the Master System, like I say, I've never owned one, so wasn't totally aware. They have got some very good shoot 'em ups on it. Obviously I know that the R-Type version is good. I mean that's, you know, that's celebrated for being a very good shoot 'em up. Especially on the Master System. And I would say this one's pretty good also, but also very challenging. It gets challenging quick. But as you can see, sound is fine, there's no glitching, all seems to be working perfectly fine. Dead already. Quite impressive when you consider, you know, the Master System was an 8-bit system and this looks very good for an 8-bit. Sound is very good as well. It's one thing I would say. The sound quality on the Master System was very good. Oh, dead again. This game I enjoyed playing actually. This is one I'm definitely going to go back to. Here he comes, the big bad. Right, next game. Bit of Rainbow Islands. Now this game I've got a history with. I've played this a lot in the past, however I've never played it on the Master System. I mainly played this on the Amiga. and also the Commodore 64, but without a doubt the best version I ever played was the Amiga. One thing I noticed with this game, all runs fine, sounds fine, however it doesn't sound the same on this. And when I say that, as in, I mean the Master System version doesn't sound the same. There's nothing wrong with the emulation, it's just that I'm used to the Amiga version and it had a much better sound chip, so obviously the sound was very different. And some of the mechanics of the game as well. Like in this version, you can pretty much continuously rainbow all the way up the level, whereas you couldn't really do that on the Amiga version. The tune's very different, and then also this bit at the top where you could jump on the platforms to get the stuff from the chest. In the Amiga version, the chest was flat and it all fell straight onto the platform where you just got to. You didn't have to jump up and get it. So there are differences. Now, I would admittedly say I prefer the Amiga version, but that's because that's the first version I played. But it doesn't change the fact that this is very impressive for the Master System. So, and overall still enjoyable, just very different. And in a lot of ways, I'd say where you can do the rainbows like this, it's easier as well. Now you will notice as I'm playing there's a bit of flickering, but that was not present while I was actually playing it. That's a result of it being filmed on my phone. Right, end of this, back with my final thoughts. Right, so as you would have seen there guys, this system runs Master System no problem. Like I say, if anything, the problems in this was my gameplay, although I did have a few issues playing Wonder Boy. I did find that the buttons weren't always working when I was pushing them. Sometimes you had to really push on them to get them to, which was weird because I didn't have that problem with any of the other games. So it was a bit annoying because on Wonder Boy, obviously you got to jump a lot. And it seemed to be then that it was playing up. And I kept like running into bad guys, falling off the edge, hitting rocks. It just didn't seem to want to do it a lot of the time. But yeah, eventually I started to get the hang of it. I started using the jump, but just pushing it a bit harder, and I started to get into it then. So yeah, Sonic obviously completely different on this. The funny thing is actually though, although you could say it's an inferior version because it's not the Mega Drive version, it's an 8-bit version, it's still a good game, I would argue. I really enjoyed it actually, to be honest. I mean, I know I did a bit of a speed run through it, so I didn't collect all the rings, I just sort of run through it. But I wouldn't say it's not as difficult as the Mega Drive. I don't know quite how you'd put it, to be honest, but it was quite enjoyable to play. That's what I would say. Not frustrating like the original Sonic can be. Yeah, so that was good. Rainbow Islands. Now, that version of Rainbow Islands is very different to the version I played, because I played this on the Amiga. And if I'm honest, I would actually say it's probably the best version I've ever actually played of Rainbow Island. Yeah, this version's very different. The music's different. And even when you get to the top as well. On the Amiga version, when you get to the top, the chest opens and you run along and collect everything. On this one, you have to sort of rainbow up to the platforms to collect everything. So it's a little bit different. The other thing also is that you can pretty much just keep rainbowing all the way up the screen if you wanted. You can't really do that on the Amiga version. You find that the rainbows tend to run out a bit quicker, so you have to keep jumping on the platforms. Whereas with this version, you could just rainbow all the way to the top. Just go across the screen, you know, backwards and forwards. So, yeah. But as you could see, the device handled it no problem, which I didn't think it would do. I mean, I didn't think there'd be an issue at all. It ran NES fine. So you know, to be honest with you, a Master System. Sega's normally pretty good, well, until you get up to like Saturn and Dreamcast, but anything leading up to that normally runs pretty well when it comes to Sega. It's normally Nintendo you have the problems with. So yeah. Yeah, very impressed once again. So yeah, so far we've gone through quite a few different emulators. The next one that we'll be looking at, I believe, is the Mega Drive. So yeah, we'll have a goosey at that next. Right, so I'm going to leave this one now. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. And if you have, please like, share and subscribe. And also hit that little notification bell. And when you do, click all, just so that you're made aware of all our future uploads. And also comment below as well. Let me know what you think of this device so far. Also, while I'm doing this device, and it's an emulator, obviously, I'm going to mention the Unofficial Anbernic Facebook group. Obviously, a little while back, I got asked to be a part of that, and I'm over there with Andy from UK Crack Gaming, his son, Nate, Wayne. You know, there's a few of us. So, and the good thing about it is that if you're looking to maybe get into emulation, or you are emulating and you're having any problems, you want to have some advice on what the new devices are, what's best to get for your needs, you know, come over to the group, join the group, ask one of us will answer. We always do. So, and also if you just want to chat with people that are like-minded, you know, it's a good place to hang out. So, right, so I'm going to leave that one now. All that's left to say really is take care, stay safe, Nerdy Geezer out.